Hey guys, Jennifer Miner here with another simple fun card for you. This one a little farm themed action. So I'm going to start with a piece of white cardstock and I'm just inking around the edges with a little bit of scattered straw distress ink. And this is just going to add a little bit of color. This particular card will be entered in this week's Make It Monday challenge from Papertrey ink, which is stenciling on the edge. So I'm just going to add a little bit of color before I add my stencil around the edges. And this is a really light, kind of mild yellow, but you can see just kind of working it in around with the mini blending tool. And now I've got that where I want, so I am going to put a little bit of washi tape with the sticky side sticking up from behind the paper. This is a new technique I'm trying out to hold stencils in a different way. And so now I've got that taped. I'm going to use this fantastic stencil from Stampers Anonymous by Tim Holtz called Honeycomb. And now I'm just going to use a little bit of Wild Honey Distress ink around just the very edges of my card. Now you notice these stencils from Tim Holtz and Stampers Anonymous, they do not cover a whole card front. So I'm just going to pick that up, move my washi tape, and then reposition the stencil, kind of line it up a little bit with those bottom honeycomb shapes, and then rework it. And this, my washi tape wasn't holding great, but I do kind of like this technique, so I might just keep trying to work with it and see if I can improve my technique, because it is nice to be able to move the card base around versus taping the whole thing down onto your workspace. So now we've got our background stencils done around the edge, and I really like these. I think they turned out so much fun. And so I'm now going to stamp my panel with my farm scene. So I've got the bottom half of this stamp there. I've just inked it up with Mowed Lawn. And you'll notice there, I am trying something new. I am using a chamois to clean my stamps after I work with them. And so far, I am loving it. So you just get the chamois a little bit damp. I keep a mister on my desk. And I feel like it cleans up everything so easily. So now I'm going to do the top half there, and I've added a little bit of scattered straw and Wild Honey Distress inks. And then it really just wasn't dark enough, and I kind of had some funny streaking through it, so I'm just re-inking it. This first time I'm using the scattered straw, and then I just had to get a little more serious and ink it with the Wild Honey. And this is a distressed looking stamp set, but I just wanted that background a little cleaner. And now I've got my background in place, and I'm going to stamp the farmhouse with windmill. So I'm just picking that up with my Misty, and now this time I'm going to use Distress Oxide ink. I have really been doing a lot with both, just the regular Distress ink and the Oxide inks, and I love how they work together, how you can get a solid color over the Distress ink. And I'm going to, now that I've got my farmhouse done, I'm going to add a Howdy to the top corner, and again I'm going to use a Distress Oxide ink, and this time I'm inking up with Candied Apple, which is a fantastic red. I'm totally in love with it. It's fantastic. And there you can see that chamois in action again. And now I've got my background, and I'm going to add a stack of farm animals. So I'm going to start with my cow. Again, just inking up with that Distress Oxide ink. And I really tried to make sure that she was as solid as possible. Clean her up. And now I'm going to stamp the pig just right on top. And again, Distress Oxide ink. And then I'm going to add my hen. So I just, when I picked it up, I moved the paper that was on my Misty, and so I just had to readjust it.